Welcome back to Reddit Tales. In today's story, we explore this moment. You're a great guy for a woman who wants a child, not a man. She scoffed before leaving me for her boss. So I just packed a bag and moved into my brother's place. Now her ex-lover is back with his wife and she's trying to find me. As you listen, notice the moment where you would have walked away. The thing about building a life with someone is that you get used to the weight of it. The shared mortgage, the dog who sleeps at the foot of the bed, the chipped coffee mug that only one of you uses. It stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a foundation. For 5 years, that is what I thought I was doing with Chloe. Building a life. A real one. The kind of life my dad had with my mom. Stable, reliable, safe. I was the rock. It is a boring cliché role, but it was mine. I was the one who remembered to pay the bills, who fixed the leaky faucet, who cooked dinner when she was too tired. I supported her through a job change, a tough family crisis, and a quarter-life identity spiral. My stability was not something I saw as a weakness. It was my strength. It was what allowed her to be carefree, to chase passion projects and take risks. I was the safety net, the calm in the storm. Then, over 6 months, something changed. It started small. She would come home late from work with new stories about her boss, Derek. At first, it sounded harmless. He was a startup founder, a classic big vision guy. She gushed about his courage, his boldness, how he was a man who was not afraid to risk everything for what he wanted. I would nod along and maybe joke that I preferred not to risk our retirement fund on some wild crypto venture. The jokes did not land like they used to. Then the comments started. "You are so predictable, Mark. Do you not ever want to do something crazy?" I tried to talk to her about it. She brushed it off as work stress. Those gentle nudges turned into sharp criticisms. My stability became a flaw. My planning became boring. Our quiet evenings became stagnant. This was the first red flag I tried to explain away instead of taking seriously. I told myself it was a phase. I even started looking at engagement rings. I thought committing to our life together was what she really wanted. I was wrong. I picked up the ring a few days before everything exploded. It sat in my pocket like a small, heavy secret. We were in the living room, the dog asleep at our feet. It looked like a picture of calm domestic life. "Chloe," I said, "we need to talk." She sighed, a long theatrical sound that did not sound like her at all. "About what, Mark? The mortgage, the dog, the same safe little life we have been living, the same boring routine." She did not even look at me. Her thumb kept scrolling her phone. A knot formed in my stomach. "No," I said. "About us, about where we are going, I feel like something has shifted." She finally looked up. Her face was blank, distant. The warmth and humor were gone. All that was left was a kind of cold pity. "It's shifted all right," she said. "Because I am leaving. I cannot do this anymore. I am moving in with Derek." The words hit like a physical blow. My face felt numb. I stared at her. "Derek, your boss, what are you talking about?" She laughed, a short, dismissive sound. "Oh, come on, Mark. You could not have thought I was going to stay with you forever. Derek is a man who knows what he wants. He is a leader. He is not afraid to risk everything. You are a great guy. For a woman who wants a child, not a man." That line sliced clean through me, but I did not react. I just looked at her. My stability, my loyalty, my support. She saw it as something for women who needed to be babied. Here is where she showed me exactly how she saw me and how little she understood her own choices. She stood up and tossed her phone onto the sofa. "I am done, Mark. I am going to pack my things." She turned to walk away with a triumphant look, like she had won some contest I never entered. I finally found my voice. It came out calm. "Okay," I said. "I will get my things too." She stopped, surprised. "What?" I stood up. The knot in my stomach was gone. There was just a hollow, clear feeling. "I said I will pack a bag and go," I repeated. "You can have the apartment, you can have the dog, you can have the furniture. It is all yours." I walked past her to the bedroom. She followed, leaning on the door frame, watching. The triumph on her face faded into confusion. She had expected a scene. Tears. Begging. A collapse. That is the part that stings most when I look back, not the cheating. The fact that she had so little respect for me that she expected me to fall apart at her feet. I packed light. A few shirts, jeans, toiletries, my laptop. I left my favorite worn-out sweater on the bed, the one she always stole. I left my half of the books on the shelves. As I zipped the bag, she finally spoke. "What are you doing, Mark? We can talk about this." I did not look up. "There is nothing to talk about," I said. "You made your choice, I am making mine." I walked back to the living room and took my car keys from the hook. The apartment already felt like a museum, a place I used to live, not a place that was mine. I looked at the chipped coffee mug on the counter. It felt like it belonged to someone else now. I set my keys on the table. "The keys are yours," I said. "The apartment is in both our names, but I will handle the legal part. The dog is a lot on your own, but if you need help, I am sure you can call a friend." My voice was flat, businesslike. "Mark, do not do this. Do not be like this," she said. "Like what?" I asked. "Like the man who believes you. You said you did not want a man like me, so I am leaving. What did you expect?" She did not have an answer. The silence between us was heavier than any argument. I walked out and closed the door softly behind me. No slam. No last look. Sometimes the strongest response is not a confrontation. It is stepping out of the story completely. I drove to my brother Liam's place. He and his wife Sarah stared when I showed up at 10 at night with just a duffel bag. They asked questions. I gave them the short version. "Chloe is with someone else. I left." They were angry on my behalf. I could not match it. I was just numb. The next day, I did not reach out to anyone. I did not post anything online. I blocked Chloe on everything. I blocked her family and friends too. No updates. No, "I am so sorry." No, "you deserved better." I just wanted quiet. For weeks, life was simple. Work, dinner with Liam and Sarah, sleep, repeat. They gave me space. I heard them whisper sometimes, worried, but they did not push. After a month, the numbness faded. A different feeling moved in. Chloe's words had been a slap that woke me up. I realized I had been so focused on building a safe life for us that I had forgotten to build one for me. I started running in the mornings. I signed up for a coding class at night. I took a promotion at work that I had avoided before because it meant more travel. I was not doing it to show her anything. I was doing it because, for the first time in years, my life was mine. This is the point where many people chase revenge. Instead, he chose growth, which is a quieter but stronger answer. 2 months passed, then 3. Chloe became a ghost. A name on an old lease, a person I used to know. Liam cracked my silence one night while we watched a game. "Hey," he said, "Chris said he saw Chloe." I took a sip of beer. "Oh yeah," I said. "Yeah," he went on. "He said things did not work out with Derek." I felt nothing. Apparently Derek is married. His wife is some big shot lawyer. She put everything online. Lawsuits, reputation hit, the whole thing. He had to step down. "So he is back with his wife?" I asked. "He dumped Chloe the second his wife found out," Liam said. "Told her she was a liability, kicked her out." I nodded. It sounded exactly like the kind of man she had chased. No celebration, no satisfaction, just cause and effect. A few weeks later, I saw an article on my phone while I was on the elliptical at the gym. Local business blog. Scandal-plagued tech company layoffs follow CEO's downfall. There was a photo of Derek looking worn out. The article listed layoffs, including a key marketing manager. Chloe's job. I slid my phone into my pocket. So now she was out of work, out of an apartment, and out of that exciting high-risk life she wanted. People might call it karma. I just saw it as consequences catching up. The first text came a few days later from an unknown number. "Mark, it is Chloe. I need to talk to you, please." I felt nothing except mild annoyance. I deleted it and blocked the number. A week later, another number. "Mark, I know you heard what happened. He is a monster. He used me. I was so stupid. I just want to explain, please." I deleted it, blocked. The words were different, but the pattern was the same. She was still the victim in her own story. Then the tone changed. "Why are you ignoring me? I lost everything. Do you not care about me at all? Do you not feel anything?" The honest answer was no. I had spent months building peace. I was not opening the door again. One evening, Liam and Sarah and I went to a birthday party for our friend Chris. Casual bar downtown. I was talking to Julia, a graphic designer friend of Sarah's. She was funny, grounded, and easy to talk with. We were laughing about something small and stupid when I saw Chloe in the doorway, scanning the room. She looked different. Hair not as polished, clothes more thrown together. The sharp, confident edges were gone. She looked tired. Our eyes met. She saw me laughing with Julia, smiling in a way she once called too simple. She walked straight toward me. "Mark," she said, voice rough. She put a hand on my arm. I stepped back. Julia glanced between us and quietly moved away. "We need to talk," Chloe said. "I have been trying to reach you." "I know," I said. My voice was calm. "I made a mistake, Mark. Derek, he was a lie. He was never going to leave his wife. He used me. Everything he promised was fake." Tears filled her eyes. "I have nowhere to go," she said. "I lost my job, my apartment. My family is not helping. Everyone I thought was on my side is gone." She waited for me to give her the old version of me, the rescue response, the steady rock. I just looked at her. "Mark, please," she said. "You have to help me. I never should have left you. I was so stupid. I will do anything. We can go back to how things were. I miss our life. I miss you." She reached for my hand. I pulled it away. "At this point, what would you have done? Let her back in or keep the boundary you worked so hard to build?" "The man you are talking to," I said quietly, "the one who would help you and go back to how things were, he is not here anymore. You made sure of that." She frowned. "What are you talking about?" I met her eyes and gave back the words she had fired at me. "You are a great woman, Chloe," I said. "For a man who wants a child, not a partner." Her face crumpled. I did not say it with anger, just as a simple truth. "You needed a man who could give you more," I went on. "Someone exciting and ambitious, so I took your words seriously. I started my own projects. I took the promotion. I travel for work now. My life is not boring." I paused. "The man you left is gone," I said. "I am not him. You said you needed a man who takes risks." "I risked everything and started over. I do not need to go back. I like where I am." She searched my face for anger or warmth and found neither, only indifference. Her tears meant nothing. Her shame meant nothing. She was just someone interrupting my evening. I turned and walked back to Julia. "Sorry about that," I said. "My past just tried to come back." Chloe stood in the middle of the bar, shoulders shaking, surrounded by people who kept looking away. The life she chose had crumbled. The life she mocked was finally working. I never saw her again. Lesson 1. If someone calls your stability childish or boring, they are telling you they do not value the very thing that makes you a good partner. Lesson 2. You are allowed to take people at their word. When they show you they do not want your kind of life, you do not have to convince them to stay. Lesson 3. Walking away quietly can be more powerful than staying to argue with someone who already decided you are not enough. Lesson 4. Consequences do not always feel like revenge. Sometimes they are just the natural result of choices, and you are allowed to watch from a distance without engaging. Lesson 5. The person you become after you leave can be the real win. Growth, peace, and self-respect are worth more than getting someone back. What would you have done when Chloe said she was leaving for Derek? Would you have fought for the relationship or packed a bag like Mark did? Have you ever had someone try to come back only after their new life fell apart? If you feel comfortable, share how you handled it and what you learned about your own boundaries.